Looking back on it is one of the most dangerous things I've ever done because you knew the guy in there had a gun. Jay hears something in the bushes, and I think he believed at the time it was the guys, and he screamed out, "Hey." And when he did, that dude let off the biggest Hollywood belt-fed burst I've ever heard. Yeah. Everybody dropped. I dove behind the tree and he pounded on that tree for what seemed like an eternity. We're laying on top of people and Jay's prepping for a fire mission. He's asking for 25 Mike and 40 Mike. He said, no, it's too close. And he said, we're gonna fucking die anyway. Juliet Alpha, send it. Gave his initials. They started dropping it and you could feel it. Boom, 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 boom. And we go back to the firefight you were referencing was the one with Jay Redmond and those guys. That was September 10th. So almost on the anniversary. And everything that could have gone wrong went wrong, but in a positive way. Zero lume. There wasn't an ounce of moonlight out, nothing. And for the guys that don't run around with night vision, those things aren't perfect. They're not, man. You don't have any ambient light out there. Like, they don't work very well. They just don't. So we were going back to the exact same spot, 2 houses down from where that thing happened. So we called it the Karma House. Like, bad karma, here we go. And we were going to land on the X. We're gonna blow the front door and take this thing down hard. That's what we did back then. So flying helos right to the front door, and this is what we're doing. And we knew from past experiences exactly what kind of resistance we were going to meet, and we planned for the worst. Like, I went in on that thing completely knowing in that first room I was going to get shot.
Damn.
Like, they had belt feds, they had suicide vests, like, these guys are committed for sure. If we go in right now, like, that first room is going to be sketchy. And we landed on the X and we ran through that thing like we've done a million other times, and there was no one there. Dry hole. And then we get an update that all those guys had left and had ran out the back. And now they're in adjacent, essentially a cornfield. But if you imagine, imagine an endless field of nothing, just a plowed field. And then right in the middle of it is about 500 yards of 6 foot tall, I don't even know what you'd call it. It's like straw, but it's not. I mean, you can't see anything. And they're trying to walk us down on top of this guy. So we all switch over. It's probably 6 or 7 of us. And we all get online and we were all starting to walk down. We've all switched over to fires and we're listening. And 2 of the new guys and 1 of the EOD guys had not switched over to fires. We literally interlocked arms. That's how bad it was. You couldn't see shit. We couldn't lose anybody inside there. We'd never walked through the palm groves before. We didn't have a dog. We didn't have the experience. And looking back on it is one of the most dangerous things I've ever done. Because you knew the guy in there had a gun. Like, for sure. You knew that they run around with S-Vest and you know they're committed. So now we are walking on there. So if you imagine just a big open field with a big sparkle in the center of it, and we're gonna walk towards it. And we're gonna walk until we find this guy. Okay, so we do. Completely committed, interlocked arms, and we are walking forward and we're getting the updates. 15 feet. 10 feet. You're standing on him. And you see everybody looking down like, he's not here. 3rd person from the right, you are standing on him. And we all look over to the right, nothing. Like, what the fuck? So we're all on a line, standing right there. And Jay calls an audible. He's like, whole maneuver element, take a right-hand turn, because we know there's an open field. We just have to cross, and now it's completely open. Now we can regather our shit, and we can assault from this side. By just walking through all this crazy brush, we can approach it from the open side and just walk in the brush a little bit, maybe call him out, do something else. And when we turn right, this element stayed. They didn't get the word. So now we have a bad guy, our element, and then another element. Now we're in a Polish ambush. We turn, we walk out, and we enter this beautiful manicured open field. There's not an ounce of cover anywhere in it. There's not a rut. There's nothing. There's not a rock. There's a single tire, and it's about 20 feet, 30 feet from the edge of the brush line. It's just out there, and we're standing there in a team guy gaggle, standing around like wondering, what the fuck? Is this guy really there? Is it a dog? Is it some animal? Like, these guys are clearly lost. And we don't realize that that bad guy is in there, probably 6 feet inside, and he's looking at us. And we're from the middle of the wall, and we're close. We're having a full-on conversation, and at one point, we're trying to relay to the other guys, because now we know we've lost 3. Now they're lost in brush country, and we have to reconsolidate them so we can deal with this guy. Because now we know the reality. We've turned the entire profile. Blue forces, bad guy, blue forces. We've got all the rest of the guys over here on the west side. And now we're trying to do a link up. Like, we have to get them around to reconsolidate with us. The blue force picture and knowing where everybody is it's challenging at times, but you really have to know then. We basically walked right up to the edge. It's Jay's there, our corpsman, our terp, the J-tac, and a guy we'll just call Matty is standing there with me, and we're all in kind of a team guy gaggle. And Jay hears something in the bushes, and I think he believed at the time it was the guys. And he screamed out, "Hey." And when he did, that dude let off the biggest Hollywood belt-fed burst I've ever heard.
Oh,
and
shit.
Everybody dropped. It was like, we used to do the new guy scenarios. You know, you're doing land warfare, the first contact and all the head shed dies, and now you got to drag around like, you know, playing war games. That's what it was like. Everybody hit the deck. And there was a tree probably 30 feet that way. And I remember I turned, I heard it, watched them drop, and I was sprinting so fast to that thing. I remember the dust kicking up in front of me when he was tracking me. I dove behind the tree, and he pounded on that tree for what seemed like an eternity. I was on my back looking up. I mean, you can imagine, helmet's cockeyed, there's no ambient light, I can't see shit through my nods, and there's just dirt blowing all over me. I mean, I am consumed by this. I don't even know where he's at now. I don't know if he's on his feet chasing me down, like I'm just overcome with withering fucking fire. And then it stops. And he pans back over and he starts to engage the dudes. This thing goes on for a little bit, and we're trying to reconsolidate. The J-tac has went out, and he's trying to grab people now. He's behind a tire. I remember looking over and seeing Jay, and I remember him sitting upright, and I watched him get shot one more time, right in the face, and it looked like that was it. He hit the ground so hard, you knew he was dead. So there's an audible that has to be made. We have the J-tac, and behind this tractor tire, that, I mean, it's a tractor tire. It's not big. It's about that high off the ground. Serves no purpose. And he's behind it, and I'm directly adjacent from him looking at him. Like, I have an out this way. We can't, because we have all these dudes that are shot up. And I remember it was like the scene from Black Hawk Down. Come to me. Fuck you, come to me. Ready? Yep. And I got up and I ran as fast as I could, and I dove like a baseball slider in behind that thing. And it was such a sigh of relief to feel another human next to me. I was so thankful that he was there. And now we have to figure out how to get out there and bring those people back here. And this whole thing's happening very, very fast. So Jay's been shot multiple times. He's discombobulated, he's talking, and this guy's still trying to shoot him, but he can't see shit because it's black. So if you're quiet, he can't hear you. The bravest thing I have ever seen in 17 years happened on that night. I watched Matty get up and run forward after he'd already been shot and grab our corpsman and is dragging him backwards, just like out of the movies. Corpsman pulls out his pistol and is shooting into this bush line. And Matty gets shot again. Boom, spins him around and dumps him. He gets back up, grabs him and gets shot again. Dumps him and he gets back up and continued to drag him back until we got them all back to the tractor tire. You know, we're all pulling them in there, and we basically just dogpiled on them. Just plates on plates, just trying to build up a human wall to not let these people be shot again. And he's still shooting at us the entire time. He hasn't let up. He just doesn't know where we're at now. So if we can keep everybody quiet, we've got hands over mouths, like people are screaming. We had, the corpsman got shot through tib-fib, shattered his leg.
I'm excited to introduce to you the newest member of my family. We call him Stanley. We got Stanley this past Christmas, and pretty quickly my focus became making sure he was safe while still giving him the freedom to actually be a dog. I went looking for the top-rated GPS fence, the #1, and that's how I found SpotOn. Stanley wears their Nova collar. With SpotOn, I set up a GPS fence for Stanley right on my phone. No physical fence, no leash. I just walk my property line or draw it on the map, and that's the boundary the collar recognizes. I can create multiple fences, save them, and adjust them whenever I need to. So whether we're at home or traveling, Stanley always knows where his boundaries are. Another thing that stood out to me is these collars are designed right here in the USA and assembled in New Hampshire by a team that's been working with high-precision GPS technology for years. And you can tell a lot of attention went into making this thing reliable. The Nova collar uses a dual-band GPS system connected to more than 150 satellites, along with an antenna that's over 5 times larger than typical GPS fence collars. That keeps the boundary accurate, even around trees, terrain, and changing conditions. SpotOn's true location technology has been independently tested and delivers 99.3% containment, which matters when you're trusting something with your dog's safety. It's incredibly durable, and on top of that, I can check his location in real time, send voice commands directly to the collar, and track his activity through the day. I use SpotOn so Stanley gets the freedom to run and explore, and I get the peace of mind knowing he's safe. Let your dog roam with SpotOn. Go to SpotOnFence.com/SRS and use code SRS for $50 off the Nova collar. That's SpotOnFence.com/SRS and use code SRS for $50 off.
Maddie got shot through the brachial artery, hit his humerus and shattered that, and it flipped over the back of his neck. And I remember, because we talked about it later and it made sense, he looked very confused at one point, in between dragging the corpsman back, and he said he was looking for his arm. When it broke, it snapped and went over his neck, and he looked down and just saw this. Couldn't see it. I mean, there's no moonlight. You can't see anything. You can't see under nods right there. It's just gone. You look down and there's a stump there. So he doesn't know. He's been shot in the leg. Jay's been shot in the leg and the side plates. I think he took a double stack to the elbow, so it blew out his entire arm. And then he took one to the face that basically removed his jaw, removed his nose, and you could look inside him. It was as bad as it could have been. So we get them back and we go into TCCC mode. Tourniquets on there, we're packing wounds, we're doing that, and thank God for that course. I don't know where we'd be without that. The live tissue training and all that. That was, I was so prepared for that. We were in and out of that blowout kit so fast. And I joke with Maddie about it. He was, I put the tourniquet on him, he was begging for me to stop. I was like, two more turns. Finally got the blood to stop. I mean, I had my fingers inside his arm, feeling out that thing. The medics working on Jay and the corpsman, putting on tourniquets, pressure dressings, all that. And I remember having a distinct conversation with Maddie. He's begging me for quick clot. He's like, quick clot, over and over and over. I remember from talking to the surgeons during the training, he's like, if you dump quick clot in there, the only way to remove it is to cut it out. And it's inside of his bicep. And I mean, to me, I have the bleeding stopped. I have it under control. And I'm not pouring quick clot in you because they're going to have to cut it out of you. Like, I'm saving you. You're not dying here. Like, you don't need that quick clot. We had a bunch of hemostatic dressings. Like, I'm packing this thing. It's fine. And he wouldn't shut the fuck up about it. So I told him, yeah, and I grabbed a thing of quick clot. And I mean, this is underneath a tractor tire where rounds are coming over. I was like, I've got it. And I pretended like I did it, and I went like that. And he's like, thank you so much. So yeah, you never got quick clot. So the next thing, we have tourniquets on them. We are talking about what we're going to do now, and he is still engaging. And the JTAC J starts prepping a fire mission, and it's close. It's the closest, at that point, is the closest fire mission the coalition forces the entire war.
No shit.
Yeah, 40.
Estimate.
10 meters, 15 meters.
10 fucking meters?
I mean, close enough to where you could take a grenade and throw it.
Holy shit.
I mean, like, it was... And they started walking him in. By this time, the other element we had maneuvered away. Nobody was firing because we didn't have a picture. We didn't know where this dude was coming from. We didn't know where our forces were. And we thought that if we were to engage this guy, we would have hit our own blue forces. So there was a big lull in the fire, and we were basically just being withered.
Yeah.
Like we were just getting chewed up. I mean, strobes are getting shot off helmets, like it's in there. And they're everywhere but hitting human beings. So we've essentially taken the tractor and we've stacked up plates in between them on our sides, and now we're just working on people. We're laying on top of people, doing whatever we can. And Jay's prepping for a fire mission, and he's asking for 25 mic and 40 mic, and basically to start walking it in. And I remember a distinct conversation. They said no. They said it's too close. And he said, we're gonna fucking die anyway. Juliet Alpha, send it. Gave his initials, and they started dropping it, and you could feel it. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. You could feel the vibrations start to get closer and closer and start to bounce you off the ground a little bit, and it kept coming. And then they started going tally on target. And I mean, you could hear that dude, the impacts. You'd hear him smack. You could hear him screaming, and it was very satisfying. Like, just let him go. Like, let him go. Like, we're not walking back up that tree line again. Let that dude die. We called in for a medevac. They landed right on the X, right there where we were. We loaded him on there, and I jumped in. The corpsman had already been shot, so we had him, Maddie, and Jay Redmond. And we talk about the typical team guy shit sometimes about, if this happens, just put me out of my misery. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
If I get hit by an IED and it blows my dick off, just finish me. Like, people say that shit.
Yeah.
That would have been one of the times. If my face looks like this, put me down. And he was the most coherent, the most calm dude I have ever seen. Sitting upright, leaning forward, letting shit pour out of his face so he could breathe. And he didn't say much, man. I don't know if the shock hit him. I don't think he knew how bad it really was. So I'm working on Maddie and the helo. We're kind of doing the whole comb thing, running down his fingers. We're finding bullet holes. We're trying to patch all this stuff up, and we get him back. Those helo pilots flew that bird so fast. I thought they were going to suck us out of the bird. Like, we had to shut the doors. I've never been in a 60 that flew that fast, ever. I mean, to this day. That thing was in a full attack mode the entire way back. It was the fastest shit I've ever been in. And thank God for it. Some of the stuff you don't think about, like the tourniquets slipping. Like, now the compartment syndrome sets in, all the blood's getting pushed out, now it gets loose. Now he starts blowing blood all out of it. Like, it's in my mouth, it's all over me, like I'm covered in it head to toe. Like, it looks like a scene out of Black Hawk Down in the back of that helo. Like, there's just med kits everywhere and just people laid out. It's like another dose of reality. You know, team guys do get shot, and if you're not trained to handle that situation, you won't rise to that. Like, if I wouldn't have been through TCCC, if all those dudes wouldn't have played out that exact scenario hundreds of times in training, I don't know what would have happened. Like, it's a testament to how good those dudes were prepared. That JTAC, the balls he had to drop that, the confidence he had in that AC-130 crew. Like, if you miss that thing, like, your first round for windage, it was so close it could have killed us. It's like, that's the confidence. It was humbling, man, to get back from that thing. I remember we dropped those guys off. I wasn't there for the rest of the target. What happened after that? I was probably gone for an extra 2 hours, and I came back from the debrief, and I walked in, and, you know, I'm an emotional fucking wreck. I would have sworn that Matt was going to die for sure. Like, Jerry looked like he was dead. I never thought he'd make it. I mean, just the way his face looked, like, it looked so bad. But outside of his arm, no real life-threatening injuries, outside of a shit ton of cosmetic stuff. I mean, it's a really lucky way to get shot. Matty was a different animal. He got a bad infection. External fixators, you know, just all over the place in the hospital. A very surreal moment, especially for that deployment. Just, that's how we're going to end this whole thing. It's a somber way to go home on that deployment. And I never really got to process it. I didn't have time. Just the whole reality of what had happened, kind of what we'd been through, together as a group. Being in firefights is one thing, like being in that is completely different. Like just helpless. I couldn't shoot back. I couldn't do anything. I could just lay there and put my plates in front of that guy and hope he shoots me and not you. I can give you a tourniquet. Outside of that, man, outside of moral support, like we're all just in this together. And I would have bet anything. There's no way we would have walked away from that. I thought we were dead after the initial contact. It was so close. It was so violent. And I think it was kind of that, not lackadaisical attitude, because we were definitely wired tight for that, but it's not reality until it's reality. Like, that's not going to happen. Yes, it is. Whether you want it to or not, it's happening right now. So, yeah, a lot of good lessons learned from that. A lot of stuff that I carried with me my entire life, even in training. Because, a lot of guys will put on this Hollywood show during training. They'll run out there and they'll like try to save the princess or some kind of crazy shit. No, sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have to get up and you have to say, cover me, and you have to go out and do that. And sometimes you have to call in danger close fire missions. Sometimes you have to run out there being shot already and drag back a dude to save his life. Like, there's no argument with that. That's the most heroic shit I have ever seen. Ever. I mean, to this day, like, if I had one defining moment where I stood back and I was just starstruck, that's it. Like if I had to capture a 30-second clip of, do you want to be a Navy SEAL? Why do you want to be one? Because people will do this for me. That'd be it. That'd be Jay calling a fire mission, Maddie run out there, grab him back to Corman, dragging him back. It was a badass move.
That is some heavy shit.
Oh, fuck, man.
Damn.
No matter where you're watching the Shawn Ryan Show from, if you get anything out of this at all, anything, please like, comment, and subscribe. And most importantly, share this everywhere you possibly can. And if you're feeling extra generous, head to Apple Podcasts and Spotify and leave us a review.